What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another video on the channel. Again, we're going live. It's just easier for me to go live instead of doing the editing, but I do have a lot of video I do have to edit. I did a couple phone repairs. I recorded. I just have a mount on a shelf, and it worked. I mean, it just kind of works. This is like part of about this goes around any type of thing you can mount it to on this round. And I kind of don't use it that way. I kind of just put it in a hole and it worked. So I do have some video of me repairing some phones, and I do have some video of me. I think I did a virus removal on a computer, but that's more screen capture. So I got some messages from a few people on the phone flipping groups and a few on the computer repair groups. I haven't been around lately the last week or so. Not that much. I just kind of ghost in, recomment, and come out. I do have a family, and I do have other obligations I got to take care of. And I can't always dedicate a lot of time to YouTube. So a lot of times what I did back in the day, I was single when I was breeding reptiles, but I still would videotape a lot of stuff, and then I would edit stuff, and I would have shows ready to go, and I would upload weekly, sometimes twice, 3 times a week, but I would already have them. I mean, I was uploading videos already edited weeks ago. And I got to get to that point. That's why I kind of just started to videotape stuff and record it and get it in the archive, get it in the hard drive. So then when I do have time, like 4 to 6 hours just of nothing, I guess, I can sit and edit video. One person told me in the messages, says, well, you got to find time. And I don't agree with that. I don't need to find time to be on social media. I have to find time to make more money for my family and myself. That's what I got to find time for, and I gotta manage that time to make more money. The person sitting on their ass is never going to get to the top of the ladder. I keep saying that to a lot of people, and that's not saying if you're sitting on social media you're not making money. I totally get it, and I had to rethink things. I was going to do some type of a course and try to sell it, but I just don't have the time to dedicate to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to offer my knowledge for free. I don't care, and I'm going to have a Patreon, and if people feel that my information is worthy of any type of donation or anything like that, they can donate to my Patreon and go from there. We're going to have live feeds and stuff like that. Like, you're going to see live feeds from me for a week straight sometimes, and then sometimes you won't see it for a whole week. Just because it's a busy time. And the first of the month for me is really busy time. My eBay sales go up, my local sales go up, and I hate to say this because when everyone gets money, but it's kind of true. My clothing goes up, and you guys see that I said Poshmark in the title. We're starting to sell on Poshmark. It's clothing. A lot of these people in electronics and phones and computers and video games think that's where the money's at. The number one selling group on eBay is clothing. Used clothing is huge. Poshmark, there's an application now called Poshmark. You can look it up. You can do it on your computer, but I believe you have to post the ads from your phone. I'm not totally 100% sure on how to post the ads from the computer, but I know you can manage everything from the computer. But you just take a picture with your phone, list it, boom, done, and you just list clothes all day long. And with my area, I have a professional football team here, and a lot of people in the United States don't get the merchandise, so I can offer that merchandise too, and it's a big deal. Getting some of these jerseys and getting some of this authentic, jerseys and the good sweatshirts and stuff like that. People want that can't come to my town. So Poshmark is going to be something we're going to dive into. Really heavy. The fees are a little bit more. I know if you already know about Poshmark that the fees are 20%, and everyone's like, oh geez, well, the fees are 20%, but if you go on eBay you're looking at 9 to 10%. Man, if you got a store and how often you sell and blah blah blah, let's say 10%. Then you got PayPal. I know they're getting rid of PayPal, I know, but you got them fees and the shipping fees and all this other. Poshmark takes 20% and they pay for the shipping. The customer, it don't even come out. You just get charged for 20%. So if you sell something for $100, you get $80. after all the other fees and stuff, I mean, I think it's like 3-4% difference after everything. You figure out that, you know, eBay takes their money out of shipping also, and all this, you know, it it seems like it's going to work, and they're really going towards clothing and accessories only. So the market's there. I'm liking it. eBay sales have been doing great. I haven't seen the summer slowdown at all. I'm actually going to be listing about another 100 to 200 items the next 2 days. It's going to be a hard 2 days, but I can list easily 25 items in an hour, as long as I have the pictures. If I don't have the pictures, it slows me down. But if I have the pictures sitting in front of me, I can just knock them out. What else is there we've got to talk about? I had, like I said, people thought I was gone, and I wasn't. I'm not. I'm not going anywhere. It's just I'm busy. It's a busy time of year. I mean, I don't have that slowdown. My local sales are up. I got people picking up stuff all the time. I mean, repairs are probably the only thing down is repairs. It's just one of them things. The new season for the phones are coming out, so for the phone flipping people, watch out for that. Like the Note 9 is getting pre-ordered right now, so the Note 8s, people are going to want to get rid of them, the ones that don't trade them in. But the value is going to drop on those. The value is going to drop on the Note 8s a little bit, so you got to watch that. And of course, with all the other phones, when the new phones come out, the other phones they're getting rid of, but these phones start dropping. They're not the newest, baddest phone on the market. I don't see a lot of people talking about that yet. I should make a post about it, but live and learn. If you start seeing these Note 8s out there and you're paying what you paid 2 months ago for the Note 8s, you're going to lose your ass. Another thing is I've seen some negativity on some of the pages this week. I think I made a video about it. So, you know, when people put down other people to make themselves feel better, that it is them type of people aren't good. When they have to point out saying, well, this person does this wrong, I don't. That's the type of people you don't want to associate with. And if there was a mistake, good, it was a mistake. Apologize, move on. But you don't want to associate with that. The way I think is that competition is good for people. Competition is a great thing. Competition brings out the better of people. If you don't have any competition, then you just do what you do, and you never better yourself. You just keep kind of riding on that path. Some people fear competition. Some people have to make up things and argue about competition. And some people like me, I don't see competition as what others see competition as. So the other, like, let's say phone flippers in my area, I don't see them as competition. I'm actually talking to them. And I help them out, and I've repaired phones for them. And I look at another way to another source of income coming into me. I've had people sit there and go, well, Gary, you're going to offer this. I'm going to offer that much more. Awesome. Go ahead. Do it. You're not affecting me. There's plenty of phones out there that you get. I mean, there just is. I've never seen where it's like, oh, there's 3 phone flippers in my area, and I just can never get any. They get them all. Well, if they're getting all the phones, they're very wealthy, very wealthy. I guarantee all 3 of you aren't getting all the phones. I guarantee all 4, 5, 6 people, especially in the bigger areas with 1 million to 2 million people, there could be 50 to 60 of you and you're not getting all the phones. I just promise you, just not doing it. And that's why some of the people selling these courses say it doesn't matter how large it is. Phones are something. If there's, let's say you're in a town with 15,000 people, okay? Population is 15,000. I guarantee 90% of them people have phones. They might not be the most expensive phones. They might not be the most expensive phones. But then you're looking at that, just that one little town. You branch out a little bit. You go to the next towns, you might get that population up. You got 15,000. You go up to 25 to 30,000 people. So now you're looking at 25 to 26,000 cell phones. That's a lot of phones. And an average person keeps their cell phone for around 8 months to 16 months. I know that's a big jump, but it's a year to year, about around a year, year and a half, give or take. The people that keep for 8 months are the prepaid usually. They just jump around with phones. But the ones that, keep it, right around that year, they want that new phone that's coming out. That's what they want. And usually the payment plans are usually around 12 months. I know there's the 24-month ones, I think, but usually they're around 12 months. And then they got the 24-month ones. I know someone's going to say it. I know they are. But that's usually when it happens. It's around 12 to 18 months. They're turning in their phones, or they're trying to get the new phone. They are. So you got to get that market. You got to get that coming into them. Now, computers are a little bit different. People usually hold on to their computers a lot longer than a cell phone. They're not updating every time the new update comes out. The new graphic card comes out. They're not selling a graphic card. That's another thing. People sell computers don't understand there's money just in graphics cards alone, and processors alone, just processors and graphics cards. But anyways, that's going into another whole realm. They kind of keep that computer until something goes wrong with it, or gamers, they can't game on it anymore. The games are taking too much resources of it, and they got to update. And not many gamers just say, oh, I'm just going to buy a new graphics card, or I'm going to update my processor if they can. They usually just go out and buy a new machine, and that machine, and then it goes on. Now, there are builders that will just keep upgrading until it's maxed out, and, that's it. And then there's people that try to do the best graphics card and don't get the best CPU, and they throttle it, and then you got to help them out. But that's another revenue. I mean, I can get into stuff all day long. So what I'm trying to tell people, I just made a post on one of the sites or pages, in saying that you got to keep an open mind. You got to keep, your income coming in from many different areas. There's more than just computers. There's more than just cell phones. There's more than just video games. You got to find out what you're comfortable with and what you can do. The cell phone flipping people seem to think it's only cell phones, and then the video game people think it's only video games. And now there are video game collectors that only collect video games, and they sell off their extra. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the true resellers that are in the game. You might love video games, but you also love selling video games. Most of the time, the people that are in these sites that are selling video games love video games also. They have a collection of their own. Something like me. I sell video games. I've refurbished Nintendos. I got a Nintendo right here. Refurbished Nintendos. This one's got some marks on it. I'll get all that off. I don't know if this one works. At worst, it needs recapped. At worst. But anyways, I like video games. I have up in my room. I have a Nintendo and an Xbox. I have a Sony PlayStation 2, an Atari. Let me see, an Xbox 360, a PlayStation 2. I said my 3. I don't play that much. I'm trying to think what else I got. I got Sega Genesis. So I have a lot of my personal collection, but I'm not a collector that goes, I need it all. I collect what I like. That's what I do. I collect what I like. And the games that I like, that's it. I don't care if the game's $600. I don't need that in my collection. If I do like the game, then yeah, I need it. But I don't need to have a complete collection. And I do stuff like that. Like on computers, I like 1980s computers, so I got a small collection of 1980s and early 90s computers. But at the same time, I sell them. And a lot of times in the video game world, people, oh, that's a reseller. And they don't understand that they're collectors too. They just expanded, and they're making a living doing what they love to do. And phone flipping, a lot of people aren't in it because they love cell phones. They're in it because of the money. And that's why it's a little different when I'm talking to the cell phone people, talking to the video game people, and then the computer repair people. There are computer repair people that just love tinkering with stuff, and they get into computer repair because you get to tinker with stuff all the time and figure out problems. But I mean, a lot of times the computer repair, if you're good, you get a decent living. So there's different drives, and that's what I want to talk about today. At the end, I'm going to end it with this: is I want you to write down on a piece of paper today, what's your why? I got this off of, I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, and I watched Hard Knocks, and there's a linebacker on there that asked the team what their why was to play a game, to play football, because they had a motivation issue, and that was how to help motivate them. So I want you to write down your why. Why are you doing this? It could be for money. It could be because you need a hobby. It could be because you enjoy collecting video games. It could be that you love refurbishing old computers. It could be you like selling, DVDs. It could be you want to be a have a store for cell phones. It could be anything. But write down your why and look at that every day and say that's why I'm doing this. It could be because you want to support for your family. It could be anything. So being in business for yourself is a lot more than just buying and reselling things. And a lot of these people out there don't understand that. I mean, anyone could buy this for a quarter and sell it for $1. Anyone can do that. They just got to find out where to buy it and where to sell it. It's that easy. It doesn't make you special because you can buy this. And that's something I do see on the cell phone flipping the pages all the time. People complaining that people want full retail for their items. Isn't that what we want? So if someone's selling an iPhone 7 for $300 and they want to, then they're like, you can't expect to get full retail for that. I want to give you 200. Aren't you going to try to get 300 out of it? So don't get mad at them. They educated themselves in saying the phone goes for $300. Now what you're trying to do is do them down to get that for $200 so you can make your $100. I get it. Let them try. Someone might buy it. Don't get mad at them. If they don't sell, they'll come back to you. That goes back to the respect thing a little bit. You got to make make yourself look halfway decent to people where you're not being a jerk all the time. People get so upset when they're buying that someone wants it so high, but when they're selling, they get upset when people lowball them. I guarantee if you put up the phones on locally for $300 and you pay $200 and someone comes up and goes, I need it for $200, you're gonna be like, you're a reseller. I don't want to sell to you. That's what you are. You're getting mad at someone for doing what you're doing. Don't do that. I hate seeing that. Okay. So write down your why today, and I might do a video later today. I'll think of a topic we can hit, but today I am just listing and listing. Doesn't work, right? All right, guys, I'm out.